Hey, Fuzzy Biker here. That, my friends, is a Triumph Thruxton RS, the latest version. Absolutely beautiful. We are in the mini-tropolis of Marnie, Iowa. Baxter Cycle was kind enough to let me borrow this incredibly beautiful. Look at that thing. Just, I don't think they make there is no more beautiful cafe racer on this planet. Factory cafe racer. Look at that thing. Everything about it is perfect. I'm in love, guys. I'm in love. It's fabulous. Look at the wheels. Look at those massive brakes. Just let all that soak in. You know, Triumph makes the best looking, the best handling, the smoothest engines, the best brakes of any motorcycle I get to ride. They seem to have it all. And this thing here, you know, I've used the term wet dream on rubber many times. Well, there's the rubber, and that's the wet dream. Absolutely gorgeous motorcycle. The styling is just phenomenal. Faux carburetors. This is a fuel-injected motorcycle, but those look old, like old Amals. Faux gearbox, you know, cover. It's actually where the chain is. The beautiful Triumph Heart. Parallel twin engine, 8 valves, 4 per cylinder. This thing has the well, let's just keep looking at it for a minute. Gorgeous, adjustable Olin shocks, both compression and rebound. Just gorgeous. Look at that thing. Showa shocks on the front. Phenomenal. Look at that gold. Just stands right out. Same on the rear here. You come over here, the tail cone. This is a single rider bike. They've got the gorgeous strap, the stainless steel strap, the Monza cap, fuel cap that locks underneath it. The adjustments for the shocks. Look at the quality of the finish here. I love the gauges. You know, they look retro. If you feel this, they're not flat. They've got a crown to them. The glass does. Even though you've got this, you still got clock, gear indicator, ambient temperature, all kinds of information in these little LEC, whatever. This motorcycle has, I think it's 4 rider modes. Sport, road, rain, and configurable. I think that's what I read. Let me get back to you on that. Oil window in the side here. Faux air cleaners. There's something about this hub, and I don't know what it is, but I'm going to have to look at their classic bike section at Baxter Cycle and see if that's a throwback to the old days. Tires are Metzler Race Tech K3, it says right there. All right, let's do this in an order. Let's start with the engine. What do we got? Well, we've got Triumph's high power right there, 1200cc, single overhead cam, 8 valve, 270 degree parallel twin, 270 degree crank. It's got a gorgeous sound. We'll start that up here in a little bit. The engine, compared to the normal 1200, has a about 20% less moving inertia. It's got a magnesium cover on the top, cam cover. It spins up a lot faster than the other 1200s, and believe me, it does. It's got an incredible amount of power, about 103 horsepower, I believe, and about 80 some odd horse. Let me see what I got here. 83 foot-pounds of torque. Amazing. 12.1 to 1 compression. And I don't know if you have to use premium on this bike or not. You probably would want to. But anyway, absolutely gorgeous. This brush stainless exhaust. Just phenomenal good looks. Typical, you know, typical for Triumph. Absolute good looks. Every detail taken care of and looked at. Like I said, fuel injected. Jumping over to the other side, it's got a 6-speed gearbox. There is a gear indicator up here. Let's see if I can get that on there for you. Yeah, right there it says 1, odometer, fuel gauge. It's in road mode right now. ABS. Okay, let's get back to that. The clutch is a wet multi-plate with assist. I'm not sure what assist means, but it has an excellent clutch. I took it for a little spin around town before I came down here, and wow. The forks are Shoei on the front. Showa, I don't know how to say that properly, but it says about 43 millimeters with 4.7 inches of travel right there. They're inverted. And the beautiful, you know, the stiff part up here, the sprung weight part down below. Just gorgeous. Rear, we've got these Ohlins with piggyback with a reservoir, adjustable for both compression and rebound. Again, about 4.7 inches of travel, so same in the front, same in the back. The brakes. Triumphs, not only do they handle superbly, they always, the best handling bikes are always the Triumphs, but they've got phenomenal brakes. Phenomenal. These brakes are far more than I'm ever going to be capable of using. I don't know what this adjustment is here. That's interesting. They are Brembo M50s, 4-piston monoblock. That means this is one solid block. The disc floats. It pinches in 2 pistons on each side, pinches in. Just phenomenal. Like I said, a twin disc. Look at that. It's just artwork. Just art. I'm getting all emotional here. We step back to the rear. Looks like a single Nissan. 240 millimeter. It's got a 2-pot. It's a floating caliper on the back. So the caliper floats. This is all solid. Just pistons on the one side, kind of like a car would have. I think these have heated grips. Maybe not this particular one. Well, I don't know. We've got, well, that's probably the throttle. I'll ask about that. Traction control, rider modes, and by the way, of all the motorcycles I've ridden, the best TC, best traction control I've ever used has been on Triumphs. They've got it right. And the other thing about Triumphs is the fueling. That's what they keep calling it, but every twist of the throttle is smooth. It's like if a normal company has 100 points of fueling, Triumph must have 200 or 300 because it just is always smoother on a Triumph. Seat height is about 31, almost 32 inches. And it doesn't feel tall because, well, it's not tall. And look how narrow that is. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. The tank, the bulbous pipe sticking out. Gorgeous tail cone. Woo! Wheelbase is 55.7, a very nice wheelbase, short. Dry weight of this motorcycle is 434 pounds. So add 20-30 pounds of that for wet. And the gallons of tank is 3.8 gallons. And that is just the finish on this tank. The finish on anything on this motorcycle is just, look at this metal. Look at, I mean, this is just gorgeous stuff. Just phenomenally gorgeous stuff. Something I read earlier was the wheels. Now the wheels on this bike are aluminum, which is considerably lighter than steel and very strong. I already talked about the Racetech, Metzler Racetech K3 tires, which I'm sure are well above my level of, I'm not good enough to appreciate them is what I'm saying. Have to probably be on the track for that. Hydraulic brakes on the front, a regular cable clutch on the back. Looks like these are adjustable, at least the clutch is. Yeah, the brake is too. Interesting. So this is adjustable. This is adjustable for throw here. Bar end mirrors. And look at those mirrors. Just look at them. They're just gorgeous. Not many bikes can pull off bar end mirrors. And I'm telling you, this one can. This is just phenomenal. Phenomenally good look. Everything about this. I'm in love with this bike, in case you haven't figured that out yet. But just gorgeous. Gorgeous. And you know, Triumph and their quality. I mean, look at these just beautiful cast aluminum pegs. That kickstand. I mean, who does that? That is just absolutely gorgeous. You know, every detail is looked after, rolled up. You know, nothing is left loose. Just, Wow. All right, I'm getting all emotional here, right? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pop my helmet on. We're gonna take this thing down the road and back, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think about that. I can only imagine what that's gonna be like. I've ridden the Speed Triple, or the Speed Twin, and that has the same engine. This, I don't know if there's some modifications to this one. I think the one I rode had 98 horsepower. This one has 105, 103. So anyway, let me get my helmet on. Let's go have some fun. Ugh, Wahoo! There she is. What a beauty! What a beauty! Let's throw a leg over her. Wow! Wow! Listen to this engine. Listen to that. Phenomenal. That is amazing. Okay, let's go see what we can learn. She's a very raked out, definitely cafe style bike. A twist of the gas and this thing would just be out from underneath you if you weren't paying attention. Race Tech tires on on grass. We'll just take it easy here. This is the mighty metropolis, mini-tropolis of Marnie, Iowa. Can you guys hear that engine? Oh man, and the fueling on these bikes, the way the gas is on these bikes is so, it's so smooth, just so smooth. Baxter Cycle. Thank you, Baxter Cycle. I can't even begin to explain to you all the torque feeling. This thing has torque. Phenomenal amounts of torque. 83 foot-pounds, and I wish I could have found a torque graph to, well, let's see what we got here for traffic. I'd like to see where it starts really kicking in. I'll bet you it's low. I think full torque is at 4,200 RPM. Pretty windy day here in Iowa. So 4,200 RPM, full torque, and you know, right now we're at 1,500 Rs. She's even though she's got a short wheelbase, she's a bit tricky to turn like this, especially with sand on the road. Well, we did it. No legs down. This is the kind of bike that you really need to pay attention to, especially when you're first on it. A little bit of riding on this, a lot of riding, and it would take a lot of practice to really get the most out of this bike. There's a lot to learn with this one. It's got a lot of juice, a lot of weight, a lot of go. Atlantic 5 miles. Got to look out for sand, especially with a bike that has phenomenal brakes like this. Those Brembo. Ooh. It's a bullet. It's a bullet. Roll on is amazing. That was just a touch of it, just a hint of it. I don't know what the top speed of this is, but it's certainly go to jail speed, and we are not even going to try to get close to that. The handling, well, we're on a straight road. What can I do about that? I am just in love. Every Triumph I ride is just wow. And this is the pinnacle of sport bike for them, as far as retro classics go. The parallel twin and this thing, I'm just, it's phenomenal. When I was young, this is my favorite style of bike. Cafe, crotch rocket, whatever you want to call them back then. These bars, even though it's a very aggressive stance, if you get the fairing on these, if there's available fairing, the actual bars are lower, even more aggressive. It's a windy day here and I'm cutting through pretty good. The bike itself is not feeling it. I'm feeling it on my upper body. Ah, we better slow down. I don't know what that is. There's no lack of torque. The feeling of power and torque is just phenomenal. There's roll on in 6th gear. In 6th gear, and it just rolls like a banshee. I would love to take this out for a week on a hot week. It'd take a while just to get the skills developed to it would take a while just to sharpen your skills enough to begin to appreciate this bike. And I'm nowhere near those, nowhere near that. The clutch has excellent feel. The cornering is, you think it goes. The ride, the suspension is just stock right now in stock settings, and it's a very good ride. It's all I can do to keep it under 60, guys. It just wants to run. Just wants to run. It's a rocket ship. Iowa's busiest intersection, and there's nothing here right now. Tractor down yonder. Oh, big truck, and he's turning. Let's get out of his way. Here's Jake brake. Okay, we know wheelies. Didn't even try. You know what? I don't have the traction control on. I should turn that on before I left. The delivery of power is so smooth and so straight and linear. It just... Okay, this is a rocket ship. You're probably sick of me saying that. Okay, what can I tell you about this bike on the roll here? Well, the handling is, for these, with this little ride, the handling is superb. The seating position, it looks very aggressive, but it's, I think I could sit like this for quite a while. When I was younger, man, I had a little crotch rocket, and I would ride across the state laying on the tank. I got a little bit of a belly in the way now, but I think some, you all that are in a little better shape than I am could do the same thing. The bike with a fairing would be very interesting for high-speed runs. Okay, we're in 6th gear right now. Plenty of pull. I love the way this thing looks. I love the way this thing performs. I am thoroughly in love with the 1200 series of Triumph, the 1200 engines. I've ridden the Speed Twin. Phenomenal motorcycle. One of the best looking motorcycles out there in my opinion. This one's a couple steps above that as far as components, and I think the engine has more power. I've ridden the Scrambler 1200 XC. That motor is gritty, gravelly, whatever you want to call it. It's been tuned to mimic the old Scrambler. And by the way, that motor will just fly. That bike will just fly too. And now I've ridden this, and I'm in love with that. This is a phenomenal engine. Have you ridden this bike? What do you think of it? Do you have one of these motorcycles? What is it like to live with that engine? I really want to ride the T120 next. That's the more civilized version of this bike. This thing just goes straight. I mean, this thing just rolls straight. And I love the seating. Your feet are directly under your buttocks. Your hands, even though you are leaning forward without the fairing, you don't really feel the stress. And anytime you turn the gas, that speedo just rolls up. This thing is just a dream. It's a minimal bike. It's naked. It's certainly a naked. It's a retro. It's a cafe. If you wanted the hottest cafe in the market, looks wise and very good performance, probably one of the best performing, this is the bike for you. And if you buy Triumph, all the little things are taken care of. That's my, you know, my take on these motorcycles. Every little detail seems to be paid attention to. Everything is, there's no loose ends. The beauty of it all is just, it's all there. I got to tell you guys, I'm a little panicky at the brakes because I know what they are. And we've got on these roads we've got sand, but we also have salt. And you can see the sand readily, but the salt kind of hides. I'd like to get this back because I could have a lot of fun on this. It could mean a lot of trouble for me. Price on this bike, I think they're $17. I'm not sure. Go to baxtercycle.com, baxtercycleomaha.com. They have 2 different sites. Okay, let's slow down here, Keith. We got a little, all our corners are covered in dirt right now. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? It's a fabulously beautiful sound. That 270-degree crank. Oh wow, it sounds pump, 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 pump. I'm gonna try to do the cap off down here, finish up right down here. Hopefully the winds aren't too strong. Oh, what a machine. Look at that thing. I just put a couple miles on this thing. 7, 8, 10, something like that. Wow, that's all I can say. Plaid, yeah, certainly plaid. Ludicrous, yeah, absolutely ludicrous. This is a bike, if you can afford one, keep it in your garage, drive it on nice days, enjoy the heck out of it. Keep the best tires on it, keep it, keep it in good shape. It's just a phenomenal machine. The handling, what little I got to ride it, superb. The looks, if you like this style of motorcycle, I do. Just second to none, second to none. Beautiful. It will wheelie at will, and I wasn't even trying. I don't think I had, traction control was not on. I didn't see the TC on the dash, so the wheel came off the ground unexpectedly. Not too bad, just a little. Look at that rear end, isn't that just gorgeous? I love this setup here. Look at these little beauty marks here and here. Same with the tank. The gorgeous Triumph. I mean, look at that, just beautiful. All of the, everything is, I would say get yourself out there, get yourself on one of these bikes. If you even have the remotest desire for this type of thing, make sure you look at this, because it's wow. Obviously I can't gain my composure enough to give you guys a good conclusion, so what I'm going to tell you is, wow, amazing, phenomenal, beautiful, everything you could ever imagine in a motorcycle. Just wow. Get out there and ride, guys. Life is too short to not enjoy it. Wahoo!